Hi everyone, welcome back to Caitlin's Corner. Today I am in Torrance, California at Kobata Growers. Now they are a wholesale grower, however, they have decided to open up to the public every Saturday from 7 to 2 p.m. This started January 25th of 2025. So now as a member of the public, you can come here and shop, which is exactly what we're doing today. So when you drive up, you'll drive into this driveway. Directly ahead is all of your outdoor plants, which we'll go take a look at later. And then on your right are the greenhouses. So let's walk right in now. And immediately you're greeted with a plethora of amazing plants. There are thousands upon thousands in here. It's pretty dang amazing. So what I'm noticing immediately as I walk in are a whole bunch of Hawaiian Thai right here that are $37.50. There are some Ficus elastica ruby, and other Ficus elastica varieties over there. We have some Dracaena right here, and then a whole bunch of different elephant ear and a few other Dracaena varieties here. I really like this one. I believe it's called lemon lime. Actually, I think this one's the lemon lime here, which is one of my favorites. I really like this one as well. It's got more of a white variegation to it. That is very, very pretty. And then this one's pretty classic. You see this quite a lot in home or office applications, which I really like. Now my guess here is that these green ones are elephant ear odora or alocasia odora, and then these are likely black magic. There are some more plants this way with a whole bunch of different types of palms. Let's go take a look. So this is actually bamboo right here. And then just past that are the palms that they have. Some of these kind of look like cat palms or majesty palms maybe, but they're really big and really beautiful. So here are some Xanadu philodendrons, and I believe these are Congo rojo philodendron, which for most of the country is a house plant, but here in our more tropical zones 10 and up, these are actually ones that you can plant outside, and look at how freaking massive these are. I mean, this could easily be divided into probably like at least 2 plants. You can see right here is one plant. And then if we pull them over here, we have another main stalk here. So this is technically 2 plants that you could separate and plant out into your yard as 2 here in zone 10 or even in a zone 11. Or you could have one giant plant out in your yard. Or if you're in a zone that's lower than that, you could have a really, really giant houseplant. So they also have a bunch of different sizes of the variegated Ficus triangularis, which is a really popular plant right now in the houseplant world. It's considered relatively rare. This one is beautifully shaped and sized for that kind of application if you want a more smaller one. But again, here in zone 10B, these can be planted out in the landscape as well. Now with Ficus, do remember that they have a pretty gnarly root system if you do plant them out in a landscape type situation. So you'll want to be mindful of that, and that's with all Ficus. So over here we have these absolutely ginormous fiddlehead figs. I mean, these have to be a good like 12, 13 feet tall. They're wild. They have a whole slew of varieties of crotons as well. These are really good either as houseplants or if you want to put them in a tropical garden in a part shade location, they will also work as well. Now, these ferns are amazing, and I saw these on Instagram on their account, and they are so big and so beautiful, and I want one so bad. So these are the blue star ferns, and then right next to it they have the kangaroo fern, which is also really quite pretty. It's just kind of a smaller fern. Look at these roots that they've got on them. Super interesting. They have a whole bunch of Philodendron birkin, which are really beautiful. I love the white variegation on them. Any plant with white variegation I love. And then they have ZZ plants, both the raven, which is the black, and then the traditional green. So a fern that I absolutely love because it's pretty darn easy to take care of is the bird's nest fern. It looks like these are all sold because of the tape that is on them, but they're so beautiful and like I said, very easy to take care of. They're less of water hogs than your typical fern. They have a whole bunch of pilea, which is also known as Chinese money plant. These are a really good gift for people that you're trying to give them kind of wealth and good fortune. And this one in particular is a really pretty shaped one. They're part of the peperomia family. Over here are tons and tons of maidenhair fern, which for me have always been kind of a little bit difficult. They are so wanting of water and humidity, so they tend to be a bit difficult both indoors and outdoors here for me because we do have quite dry heat. There is some humidity in the air, but it's still pretty dry compared to what they're used to. So right here is their production area, which is very interesting. It looks like they do some propagating over here of the plants, and they probably have some plugs as well that they use. But it is very cool to see production in progress at a greenhouse, I think. You can see that they have some Thai constellation monstera in production, which is a pretty rare house plant or tropical. It has beautiful white speckles and white variegation. It's a stunner, but it tends to be pretty expensive depending upon where you are at. A plant about this size can run you anywhere between probably $40 and $120, honestly, which is crazy. So I was lucky enough to get my hands on one of these Thai constellation monsteras when they actually were selling them at Costco, probably about a year or so ago, and they were selling relatively large size, probably 8 to 10 inch pots of big Thai constellation monsteras for $40. So that's another place that you can take a look and see. They sometimes have some pretty good tropicals or rare plants at your local Costco if you have a Costco membership. So if you end up finding them there, it's possible that they'll be cheaper than you might find them at a grower. One of the things that I really love about this place are all of the hanging baskets that you see from the ceiling. There's just something so calming for me about being in here with all of this greenery. I mean, it's not really any secret or surprise because being in the garden and being amongst plants is scientifically a way that kind of reduces blood pressure, helps with your immune system. It's overall been just a study that you should be around plants and be in the garden. And then they have these 3 tables of 50% off specials. A lot of these plants look really nice. Particularly, I'm looking at these large Dieffenbachia. The second one in right here that I'm pointing you at looks really, really nice, especially for 50% off. I'm curious what that 50% off rate would be, so I will ask and put that on the screen. Over here they have a wide selection of different bromeliads in all colors. They're so pretty. They also have a great selection of different orchids in varying sizes. So a fun houseplant you can purchase are these ornamental pineapples, a little nod to the Hawaiian tropics. They are part of the bromeliad family as well. They have a lot of spathiphyllum, and then we come over here and they have some really cute, dainty white anthurium, your classic reds, and then they have some really cute purple. These giant blue star ferns are gorgeous. Curious to know how much they are. I might grab one because they're really beautiful. I'll let you know how much they are. A whole bunch of watermelon peperomia, zebra plant, white wizard philodendron. This is Bambino alocasia, the African mask. Little sized, probably 4-inch container bird's nest ferns, but they all look really pretty. Good quality. They have the beautiful domino spathiphyllum, which is a variegated leaf, but the exact same type of spathiphyllum. And of course, I love it because of the white variegation on the leaves. They also have one of my favorites, the Calathea white fusion. It's got a little bit of burnt tip action going on, but I absolutely love this plant. The white and multi-green variegation on the leaves, and then the pinky lavender on the backside is just stunning. Usually these plants are about 40 to 50 bucks a piece from what I've seen at different nurseries, so I will ask how much it is here. I'm not super great with Calathea, so that's why I have not bought one, because they are kind of persnickety in terms of water and light and all of that. And to me, spending $50 on a plant that I might kill because I don't have good luck with them is a little risky. There's also this variegated alocasia Mickey. There's only one of these, so I know that they'll get them in. I'll probably come back and get one at some point. Again, I love the variegation on it. This plant's just a little small for me. I'd want something a little bit bigger. So here's some of their outdoor area. There's ajuga and anemones and a whole bunch of different grasses. Some centaurea and lamb's ear, it looks like. All sorts of beautiful things. A whole bunch of gorgeous dichondra silver falls. Some more ferns. They've got the Myers ferns and all sorts of other ones. There's some mondo grass back here and some bromeliads. I really want to get some of this kind in my backyard. I think that the coloring would look really beautiful with this pink and green and white variegation. They're not as pokey on the sides as a lot of bromeliads can be, So that's another reason that I like it, because I don't want the dogs to poke their eyeballs out. Look at all of the beautiful cyclamen that they have. We are kind of coming out of cyclamen season here, but look at this beautiful magenta. And then I really, surprisingly enough, like this red. I like the leaves on this, and this red is kind of a pretty red. It's not so fire engine red. So I learned that they have about 16 acres of property here, and 50% of their greenhouse is for production, but they also do buy plants and then resell them as well. So it's kind of a multitude operation here, but they have so many beautiful things, both, greenhouse tropicals, and then a whole bunch of, outdoor full sun loving things, and just all sorts of goodies. I will link their Instagram in the description box below, and also put their pricing sheet in the description box below, because pricing sheet is pretty freaking amazing. And so they have a whole bunch of these cute little 2-inch succulents, really great price, $1.35 for all of these. Whole bunch of echeveria. I really like this panda's, I think it's panda's paw, panda's foot, something like that. Calancho, I really like that. It's a really easy succulent to take care of. I've really become a big fan of staghorn ferns, and I have them here. These are quite large, could easily be made into wall mounts. Whole bunch more philodendron, the red and just plain old green. These eventually will be coming home to my backyard at some point when I come up for a trip specifically to purchase for that, because these would look stunning in a part shade location and give really big, good impact. Look at these gorgeous, ginormous Australian tree ferns. So, so beautiful. I love the way that they start off their growth. Look at that. That's just so cool. And then it unfurls even further. And it has these, it's so cute and brings so much interest to a garden, especially a more tropical space. Oh my gosh, so even this, like, imagine this as kind of a pathway that you walk through with some beautiful little rock, kind of not some asymmetrical stepping stones, and then having these planted just like this, maybe a little bit further apart for tall people. I'm only 5'3", so for me this is like a straight up, just can walk through perfectly fine. But like, imagine that planted up like this, stepping stones, the cast iron plant like they have right here planted in front of it, or even some leopard plant, and then a really beautiful ground cover or even mondo grass around it, maybe popping in some bromeliads here and there for some color, some orchids kind of attached on, and maybe like a kokedama style, or oh my gosh, this is just, that's everything. I can totally envision a really beautiful, this kind of thing in a really beautiful garden, tropical space. You'd probably need a pretty large backyard to do this though, because these are huge, but they are amazing. I love them. This is cast iron plant, and this is the variegated version, and it's relatively rare, but absolutely gorgeous. I mean, rare in terms of getting it at a garden center. So definitely need to get it at a grower. And wow, this is really exciting to me because I have wanted this in my garden for a while. So again, this is on the list to pick up at some point. I have a few places that I want to put this, and this one's actually a really nicely shaped plant. Look at how beautiful that is. And I like the little kind of stalks that it grows on. I'm sure in more cold climates, colder zones, you could probably grow this as a house plant. So they have, like I said, this version, they have a plain like dark green, and then I think that there's a speckled variegation version that's like called Galaxy or Space Age or something spacey. That's really pretty, and mixing all three would be beautiful, I think, in a garden. So here is something I love to see. That is fertilizer. So you can tell that they are taking good care of these plants and getting them really nice and strong in terms of root development and just overall plant development because of that blue stuff right there. So love to see that. Here's a whole big swath of green globe artichokes. And they have these high tunnels set up for growing. Looks like they're starting some bougainvillea plants right here. Hey Janie of Dig Plant Water Repeat, I see your California no-mow grass here at this nursery, so come on out here and get your California grass. I will personally come and tour you around here. It's pretty cool spot. This is a really nice starter size Norfolk Island pine. I have one of these in my yard. I got it pretty dang large though. But if you have kind of a smaller budget, or you're wanting to put one of these in a kind of space where you can't really get big machinery in, then this would be a great size for you to start with. They do grow relatively fast. Mine has grown quite a bit, and I just love them. They're not pokey. They're actually super soft. And I love the way that their leaves fall. It's so graceful and ethereal. Highly recommend this tree. I will put the growing zones for this plant down here in the corner on the screen. So there you have it. There is our tour of Kobata Growers. I hope you enjoyed it. I got a lot of inspiration for my own yard, for some of my friends' yards that want some help with some of their planting, all sorts of stuff. I did pick up a few plants, which I will show you now and put the name of each of them on the screen below. Can't wait to use them in some projects. I will absolutely take you along for that, show you what I do with them. I have a few things in mind that I'm really excited about, so you will see that very soon. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed walking around and seeing all the beautiful things that they have to offer. Hope you got some inspiration from it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.